The Miami Heat had their third preseason game last night against the Spurs. They lost again, making them 0-3. Now, I don't really care about that because to me, some of the positive takeaways from last night's preseason game outweighs the negatives, and we will touch on the negatives at the end of today's show. But the great news revolving around this Heat team is all having to do with their last two first-round picks. You see pictured right here. Kel'el Ware and Kasparas Jakucionis, because those two were phenomenal last night. And I want to start with the rookie 20th overall pick, Kasparas Jakucionis, because he did make his Heat debut last night, if you count the preseason, returned from his wrist sprain injury on his left hand, had some black tape on it, but was out there and looking good. He finished the night playing 25 minutes. He had 8 points, but the part I want to focus on is the assist to turnovers. He had 10 assists to 3 turnovers. Pretty good ratio there, but when you actually go beyond the stat sheet, he really only had 2 turnovers. What do I mean by that? Well, one of his credited turnovers, he picked up a loose ball after Jaquez had an errant dribble, picked it up, one dribble, and then someone knocked it off of his leg out of bounds. Like, that's not a real turnover. So to me, he only had 2. So he had really 10 assists to 2 turnovers. But the part that also was so encouraging was not only his playmaking, but his defensive presence. He was a pest. He was really good at sliding his feet, staying in front. His rotations were strong, and it led to him forcing a couple turnovers, even had a block as well. Like, there's no doubt about it that he struggled with his three-point shot yesterday and his overall shot. Absolutely he did. But I don't think you could have wanted anything else from the 20th overall pick, the 19-year-old rookie. He displayed defense. He displayed grit. He displayed an unbelievable IQ in terms of the way he can see passes and the way that he can play make for others. I mean, he had that one play where he was driving left, got cut off at the baseline, so stopped, picked up his dribble, spinned, and then somehow caught Kel'el Ware on the other side of the rim with a lob, easy pitch, easy catch, lays in the layup. Like, there's not many people can make that pass, and I'm willing to make the statement that Kasparas Jakucionis is the only player on the Heat roster that would be able to see that pass and actually make that pass. That is how good of a playmaker this kid is, and it's been his calling card and his biggest strength going back to when he was playing for Lithuania and last year as a true freshman at Illinois. Did he have turnover issues? Absolutely. Did he have efficiency issues at times? Absolutely. But you cannot discredit his ability to make the wow passes. It's unbelievable, the creation and creativity that he has. Make sure you go follow me over on Twitter. You'll get daily Heat content, Miami Heat highlights, instant analysis. I live tweet every single Miami Heat game with my thoughts and clips. So go give me a follow if you haven't already. Currently have 2,395. I only need 5 followers to get to 2,400. Let's get to 2,400 right now. I just briefly mentioned it. His playmaking was through the roof, man. And I think you could confidently say he is the best passer on this Heat roster. And we're talking about a 19-year-old rookie. That's how confident I feel. And I'm not overreacting, I think, when I say this. Because I said this when they drafted him in late June. I was like, this is a special player. This is a great pick. He was 6th on my NBA draft big board. Only trailing, oh my God, I'm spacing on the number 1 overall pick. Oh, Cooper Flagg, my goodness. Only trailing Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, Edgecombe, Trey Johnson, and Jeremiah Fears. Those were my top 5. Jakucionis was right there at number 6. I think he is a phenomenal player, and as I've mentioned, he's 19. He's a lot of room to grow. And here's another part that was intriguing. I was critical of Jakucionis because of how poor he played in the summer league. And I always mention maybe we should relax because he's not playing with NBA level guys and he is a player that needs to be surrounded by equal level talent to be able to showcase his talent, but also his strengths in terms of his ability to play make. Well, we saw him have actual NBA players alongside him in this preseason game, and he dominated. He was not good in the summer league. There's no sugarcoating it. The first 3 games of the California Classic looked like we drafted someone that only plays at the YMCA. But he did improve in the Vegas Summer League in his 3 games, scored 15 a night. The assist numbers weren't really there. The efficiency increased. But the point I'm trying to make is we just saw a more calm, a more relaxed, and confident Kasparas Jakucionis last night. The game did not seem too fast for him. He played at his own pace and executed at the highest level. I really like what I saw last night from Jakucionis. If you can't tell, I am super, super excited. I originally thought this is a guy that was likely going to play in the G League most of the season, but if he's able to consistently show that defense from last night as well as his playmaking, I just don't know how you can't have him in the Heat rotation this upcoming season. Are you with me? What is your excitement level for the first-round pick out of Illinois, Kasparas Jakucionis? Scale it for me down in the comment section. Scale is 1 to 10. Moving on, the other first-round pick from last season, Kel'el Ware. He absolutely dominated last night. I mean, he was the best player on the floor the entire night. That includes a Norman Powell, Bam Adebayo, Victor Wembanyama, Devin Vassell. Like, you watch that game, you come away with it. Holy shit, Kel'el Ware was the best player on both teams. 29 points, 12 boards, back-to-back double-doubles in the preseason, had 18 points and 13 boards on Monday night. Had a block and a steal. That block was on Victor Wembanyama, by the way. Completely bodied him. Wemby drove, got cut off, spinned, tried to go up and under on a pump fake, and Ware did not bite and blocked the shot, shooting 12 of 19 from the field and 3 of 6 from 3. I mean, this was, when you think of what Ware's potential looks like at the highest degree, it is that. That is the truth. It's like, that is why we are so excited about him. And have I been extremely hard on Kel'el Ware? Absolutely. Have we seen Eric Spoelstra be extremely hard on Kel'el Ware in the public eye? Absolutely. But that is why. It is not hate. It is understanding what Kel'el Ware's true potential is. Because when you watch him, there is a legit chance he becomes a top 5 player in the NBA. Seriously. The way he looked last night, top 5 player in the NBA potential. His ability to shoot, rim protect, rebound, finish around the rim. But the issue that we see with Ware is that he is not giving you 100% effort every night. And we know when he gives you 100% effort, he is capable of putting up those big numbers and wow moments and highlights that we saw against the Spurs last evening. Like, we want him to unlock his max full potential, but the only way that we get that is if he plays 100% every single night. Come on, Kel'el. We believe in you. Just need you to show it every night, man. More coming up here in a second, but this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every single day. The right decisions on PrizePicks can get you paid. PrizePicks, by the way, is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Kel'el Ware's rebounds, assists, points? Well, now you can pick all of them in the same lineup, only on PrizePicks. They also offer injury reboots, so if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks will not count it as a loss. Join millions of users and sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. I have an entry for the season in basketball. You can play daily, you can play season long. I got more than Brandon Miller, 22 points per game, less than Dylan Harper, points per game, 13.2, and more than Luka Doncic, 29.1 points per game. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. 100% effort Kel'el Ware is the absolute X factor for Miami. I've labeled Jovic as an X factor, but if you get Kel'el Ware locked in for an 82-game season where he's giving you 100% effort every single night, this is a guy that can elevate the Heat from a fringe play-in team, fringe playoff team, where I think they could be anywhere between the 6 and 9 seed this season, to a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. That is the level of talent Kel'el Ware displays, because you could play him with Bam if he's able to consistently knock down threes like we saw last night. You could play him as the lone big. You can run the offense through him in the high post, the pick and roll, pick and pop game, but also let him eat on the offensive glass as well as rim running in the pick and roll. Like, if he gives you his 100% effort, that is an absolute X factor. It's unbelievable to watch the difference in Kel'el Ware when he gives you max effort in comparison to like 65, 70% effort, which we see too often. I don't know. Maybe you just got to tell him that he plays Victor Wembanyama every day. Like, in all seriousness, we watched Kel'el Ware have his breakout on the scene moment in the regular season last year in that game against the Spurs, where they started Ware in the starting five with Bam. And Ware dominated Wemby, outplayed him. And then last night gets matched up at times with him again, coming off the bench, and outplayed him again. Like, I don't know. Maybe he just takes that matchup personal. I don't know what it is, but it's seen it twice now. Kel'el Ware versus Wemby. Ware wins the matchup. Can we just play the Spurs every night? Like, is that crazy to ask? Just to get to Kel'el Ware? I don't know, man. Just a funny joke. But something I've noticed, man, the guy's unbelievable. Played Wemby twice and absolutely dominated both times. Hit that sub button. We were live for last night's game, folks. It was a blast to be back on the channel live. We'll be live next for the season opener 13 days from today on October 22nd against the Orlando Magic. Don't miss another one. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want top-notch Heat coverage. I'd also be remiss if I didn't talk about Jaime Jaquez Jr.'s performance last night because I've been critical of Jaime, didn't like how he looked in the starting lineup in the first two preseason games. Well, Drew Smith got the start last night alongside Jovic, Bam, Wiggins, and Powell. And Jaquez just looked so much better off the bench with that second unit. Played in 28 minutes, actually played the most minutes out of anyone in that game yesterday. Had 19 points on 6 of 8 shooting. Didn't even attempt a three, but was able to generate easy looks for himself by getting to the charity stripe 7 times, where he made all 7 free throws. This is the efficient Jaime Jaquez Jr. that we saw frequently during his rookie season, where he finished on the All-NBA first-team rookie and was top 3 in Rookie of the Year voting. Like, that's just his role, man. Bring him off the bench and do not give him the ball in his hands. Seriously. Like, the way you're going to get the most out of Jaime Jaquez Jr. is having him come off the bench and letting him get out in transition and letting him feast off of backdoor cuts, timely cuts in the pick and roll. Like, if you just put the ball in Jaime's hand and say, you're a point forward, can you bring the ball up and get the offense started? It's not going to work out. The fit just isn't there. It isn't. Let him play off ball, let him come off the bench, and let him be an ignitable guy after the first 5 come out of the game. Simply how it has to be for Jaime Jaquez Jr. But I liked what I saw last night. Hopefully he continues to find his stride. All right, I got 4 other takeaways before we head out of here on today's show. 1, starters look like shit. Blurted out, but it was very frustrating to watch. Drew Smith, Powell, Bam, Wiggins, Ware, they didn't play good. They fell down early in the first quarter, and then the second unit came in, that youthful second unit of Jakucionis, Kasparas Johnson, Ware, Jaquez, Larson. They were awesome. They were fantastic. They were the most exciting part of yesterday's game. And then the starters come back in to close the final 5-6 minutes of the second quarter, and they were lethargic. They were lazy. They were sloppy. It was just bad basketball from the crew at the end of the second quarter, and it bled a little bit into the third quarter as well when they played for the first 5-6 minutes of the second half. Second takeaway, it's time to worry about Bam. Listen, Bam Adebayo, we know what he is offensively. He's an 18 to 19 point per game guy. He's not going to give you 25 a night, but he's going to lead your defense, and he's going to give you 18 and 10 on like 50% shooting. But, man, his inefficiency in the mid-range right now, it's concerning. He has not been able to find his shot in these 3 preseason games. And the only reason why I am a little bit concerned, I'm not pressing the panic button right now, but he started off the season last year so poorly. He didn't really find his stride offensively until late January and February. Like, we can't have another November and December where Bam is averaging 14 a night and shooting 43% from the field. Heat do that, and he does that, I mean, Miami's going to be picking inside the top 10 this year. So can't have that from Bam. Norman Powell's so fun. 18 points, back-to-back games with 18 points. Played a little bit more in this one than he did in the second game of the preseason. Only had 9 points at halftime, but had 9 points in the first 8 minutes of that third quarter. You could just see how good of a scorer he is. He's so comfortable, off ball, on ball. He can hit that little 8-foot running floater that he did 2 or 3 times last night, can bury a triple if he's left open, can leverage that 3-point shot into a drive to collapse the defense and score for himself, or, like I said, collapse the defense and kick out for a teammate. I love what Norman Powell is going to bring to the table this season. Going to be a true blessing to watch him this year. The final takeaway, I'm over Kasparas Johnson. I don't know why he has a standard guaranteed deal. I said that when the Heat gave it to him in the early parts of the offseason. I get it. He's an athletic forward that the Heat want to develop. He just doesn't really possess anything that moves me in a positive way. Like, is he a decent defender and an athlete? Yeah. And maybe they're trying to develop him into that, like, Haywood Highsmith role. But he will never be the 3-point shooter that Haywood Highsmith was. And he will never be the defender that Haywood was either. Rashad's an athlete, and when he gets out in transition, boys, it's fun to watch. But you can't have him have the ball in his hands at all. You don't trust him to make a shot from beyond the arc. I just don't understand the benefit of keeping him on a standard deal. On a 2-way contract, yeah, absolutely in to continue having him in the organization and develop him. But on a standard guaranteed deal, that was a mistake from the get-go. And I'm just over Kasparas Johnson. I just really am. I'm sorry. Love the guy. He seems like a good dude. But from a pure basketball roster decision, don't get it one bit. All right, I'll do it for today's show. If you want more on the Miami Heat, as I mentioned earlier, follow me over on Twitter at Nick_Roloff. Appreciate everybody for watching today's video. Have one going out tomorrow as well. So I'll see you then.